Video game devs will see people having fun with a video game they made and be like, something ain't right. Hello folks, Gappy here, and today we're talking about Space Marine 2, which is definitely one of my favorite games of this year. And last week it got a new update, which added a new difficulty mode and a new mission. And I've been playing it for quite a bit. The new mission is amazing. Let me get my stuff. I said, oh god, there's no way this mission would get any worse. Never mind, it got worse. It got way worse. The whole concept of fighting a Bio-Titan just brings a gigantic smile to my face. Whoever had that idea? Bravo. However, even though I really enjoyed the new mission, the new patch brought in some issues that I think we should absolutely talk about. And I know it's not a big part of the problem, but I want to talk a little bit about the new difficulty, which is level 5. I played it a little bit. I finished like the first mission, and the other ones I just couldn't bring myself to do it. I need to get rid of this guy before I heal him. Ugh. Jesus, how did you die? Bombs. Oh my god, bro. Bro, it doesn't stop coming. That's insane. Like, look at that. They already put a neural here. I cannot revive him. The neural just doesn't keep attacking. I can't, bro. I can't. Like, this difficulty is not fucking real. This new difficulty allows us to see some of the problems that the base game had, but because, you know, the difficulty felt fairer before, I guess we just didn't get the full view of the thing. And also, the coherency mechanic is just dog shit. Straight up. It's just absolute garbage. It takes fucking forever to get my shit back, bro. Really? Wow, I don't get more armor. I don't get armor anymore. Everyone fucking died. That's awesome. The way the coherency mechanic works is that the game requires you and the teammate to stay in a tight formation at all times. Otherwise, you just don't get armor at all. In a difficulty that one-shots you at any given moment. I don't know, it sounds pretty dumb to me. This difficulty also goes to show that the meta is here to stay. Assault class is absolute dog shit, it will remain in the trash, while Bulwark will be elevated to the rank of the gods. I'm cheesing this. There we go. See how I do it? That's how I do it. So, it's not me that said it, it's the devs. If you play anything other than tactical, bulwark, or heavy, you're selling. You don't want to win. Especially on these high difficulties. And maybe even on the lower difficulties nowadays. Because guess what, baby? Difficulty tweak across the board in the game with a singular sentence. Enemy spawn directed PvE. Tweaked idle spawns. Enemy variety within waves is now less random, while enemy variety between waves is bigger. Extremist enemies can now spawn with additional enemies. Do you know what that means? That doesn't sound as bad when you read it like that. But in practice, it essentially means that nowadays, extremist enemies will not just attack you randomly, like just one's gonna jump you at some point. No, they come in packs now.
Hope you brought your Costco card, because you're about to get dick in bulk.
This is so dark.
They don't say that extremist enemies can come with other extremist enemies. So generally you're gonna be dealing with a lictor accompanied by 2 neurotrops and an entourage of 12 warriors. On every difficulty, by the way. And normally, I wouldn't mind this change. In fact, I was very excited when I read about it. The problem is that the devs are actively balancing the enemies up while balancing the players down. Like I said, the new difficulty shows some blatant issues from the base game, and it's definitely the defensive options. They are not good. Parrying is the obvious choice in every situation unless you have to dodge an unblockable attack. And dodging is not great. Because sometimes you will dodge an attack only to be hit immediately after. You're surrounded by 20 plus enemies. You're not going to be able to dodge everything. You have a recovery time on that. The only thing that doesn't have a recovering is parry. That's why when you pick a defensive style for your melee weapon, picking anything else other than fencing is just stupid. You shouldn't do that. Balance style is okay because it has a parry, but blocking is simply not playable. You shouldn't pick a blocking weapon ever. And what does the devs do in answer to that? They nerf parries! Melee archetypes. Fencing weapons' perfect parry window will now have the same duration as balanced weapons, but it will start from the first frame of the parry animation. So, what does this mean? This means that instead of buffing the blocking style to actually fit the gameplay they are going for, they decide to nerf the strongest one. We can have shit! We can't! They even removed the Melter charge from the game entirely. And to me, that goes for show that the devs are not concerned about balancing, they're just concerned about making the game harder. Bolter damage has been abysmal since day one, and instead of making us have more tools to deal with the difficulties, they are reducing the amount of tools we have while simultaneously buffing the enemies to shit. Like in the new difficulty, even the little guys are spongy. You have to unload an entire magazine into some of these enemies to kill them. I don't know what they are going for here. Do they want to make this experience abysmal? Like, some people don't play this game because of the challenge. Some people play this game because they want to lap as an unstoppable space marine. But instead of that, brother, I am
pinned here!
Speaking of pinned, it's so good when you get hit by an enemy once and you just get stun locked into immediate death from full health. That's gonna be problematic, isn't it? Is he just unloading it on me? He is, actually. That's awesome. But to be fair, I don't think the game is in a state where it's absolutely unplayable, because this is definitely not a Helldivers 2 situation. Although, it has been generating some fun copy pastas here and there. Ah, yes. Nerfing stuff and not a single buff. Did you really look at Helldivers 2 and went, yeah, let's repeat their mistake? What about most of the bolt weapons? They're all, with the exception of the bolt rifle with grenade launcher, utterly useless.
What about blocking? There is still no point to take, considering parries are a core mechanic of the game and required on the higher difficulties if you don't want to take 3 business days to kill a single Majora's.
I will never understand how developers simply cannot fathom the concept of buffing the less picked option instead of the nerfing the popular one. Fencing is basically pointless now. Thanks for nothing. Enemies are still boring damage sponges because we still have to play as Nerf Marines who wield pool noodles and pellet guns. At least have the dignity to give the boaters an orange plastic muzzle, for fuck's sake. I don't really care about enemies doing a lot of damage or being swarmed or the game being hard. I suffer through the campaign on hardest difficulty. But why can't the enemies be hard and the players do adequate damage to them? I don't want to hit a warrior 30 times with a relic weapon until I finally tickle it to death. I don't enjoy spending multiple magazines into one either. It's boring. I don't know, I just thought it was funny. But yeah, I don't think this game is in a state that is unplayable. I do think they have to tweak some stuff. The new difficulty, it doesn't feel like it works, honestly. Maybe if a few tweaks on the distance mechanic. Just give it a little bit more range. Give us a little bit more damage too. The enemies are too tough. We barely do any damage. Like, as much as I like to shit on the guys that made the funny copy pasta, I think the not doing damage part is kind of true. We barely scratch the enemies in the higher difficulties, unfortunately. But like I said, I still love this game to death. I want people to play it. I don't think the game is unplayable, but we should be concerned about the direction it's taken. And we should make our concerns vocal, because otherwise the devs are just going to step on us and do whatever they want. And apparently they are going for the make the game harder approach, which I don't think there's a problem with it, but I do think that it should be done properly. I definitely think the randomized waves is cool, but the game clearly does not take that very well.
Get the fuck down from there!
And also, the blocking style. I am by no means a game developer, I don't know how balancing goes, but the way I see it is that blocking has to be a decent side grade. In fact, all the styles need to be a side grade of each other. And at the moment, it only feels like balancing and fencing can hold each other at some point. Blocking is simply lackluster because there's absolutely no reason to take parrying off the equation. The only way blocking would be good is that it gives you the option to block things that would normally not be blockable, like maybe projectiles, at least the normal projectiles. You could make blocking able to stop red attacks. That could be a thing. I am by no means an expert on this. I don't know what the fuck am I saying. Don't take me seriously. But at least make blocking viable. Honestly, there's absolutely no reason to use it as it is. So yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say for today. I know it's probably just me being skill issued about the game or something like that. But I really do love this game, and I'm still a bit concerned about the direction it's taking. I don't like it. I'm gonna make my views known. And that's it, really. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing. It really helps the channel grow. I hope you all enjoyed it. And play Space Marine 2. It's a decently good game. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye, guys. Ciao.